Hi, and welcome to this brief overview on LMN scheduling. Here we're going to walk you through some of the core features of the scheduling part of the software, including construction and maintenance scheduling, and then a few other outliers like lawn care or snow and ice scheduling. We'll start the webinar at the defaults section because it's at the defaults where you really want to start your setup. LMN scheduling is built to be able to schedule your jobs quickly and easily. And in order to do so with the least amount of work possible, you're going to want to set up some defaults. For an installation schedule, you're able to set up the default status and manager, a color that would appear on your schedule, and then default things like crew size and working hours a day and productive hours a day. This will make sure that no matter how you're estimating, you're going to build enough hours into your schedule so that your jobs aren't constantly bumping into each other. You can also default schedule a fluff factor to make sure you pad your schedules with a little bit of extra time to account for weather or mistakes, and also which weekdays you want to include by default. Any and all of these are changeable on a job-by-job basis. The defaults just make it simpler. Maintenance work calendars make it very quick and easy to schedule recurring maintenance work over an entire year. Again, you'll start with some basic defaults like color and manager, crew size, and drive time per visit. Visit schedules are where some of the good stuff happens. In a visit schedule, you can create a couple different types of packages that your customers might sign up for. Like in a mowing example, you might have a bronze, a silver, and a gold package. Now within each one of these schedules, you can set up very specific start and end dates with different interval ranges. So from, for example, April 1st to the end of May, you might go every 2 weeks. Then you start cutting weekly until, say, October, and then you go back to every 2 weeks until the end of your season. You can set this schedule up so that your jobs are very easily added to this schedule. You can also set up ranges so that if you're manually changing your schedule, like moving a day around to account for weather or something, you'll get a warning if you schedule that visit too close to the last or too far from the last, so that you don't accidentally miss visits. You can also identify the service type, so you can track specific things that you're doing there, like whether you're cutting or fertilizing, or even whether it's the spring fertilizing versus the summer fertilizing. To make it even more exact, you can also specify time factors. So every visit will have an average number of hours per visit. The time factor, however, will adjust that to again count for seasonality. For instance, you can add time to spring visits because it's going to take longer if you're going every 2 weeks. Then you could reduce time for summer visits when the heat is hot and the growing season gets a little slower. Unscheduled routes are a neat tool as well. They allow you to create predefined routes for work that might happen, but you don't know when it's going to happen. Snow and ice is a great example of this. You can set up a predefined routes of sites to hit for plowing or salting. It's just that you don't know when it's going to snow. So an unscheduled route sits off to the side, already organized and ordered in the way you want to do it, complete with estimated time per visits. When it snows, simply add an unscheduled route to a crew, and that crew member will be assigned all the sites in the order that you want them done. You can even optimize your routes for driving directions, and LMN will calculate the most efficient way to tackle those sites, starting at the first site and ending back at your shop. You can also do lawn care scheduling, or any work that has a bunch of different services. Service types will allow you to define exactly what's supposed to happen at each visit, whether it's a fertilization or a grub control or any other sort of chemical application. When the crew gets there, they can simply check off on their timesheet that the work was complete, and then you'll have a logged record of what work was complete, the date it was completed, and which foreman marked it as complete.